Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh by Hashem, Yahweh Shai by Hashem, Rakah HaKodash. Double honors to the apostles, the bishops, and elders of Great Millstone who rule and teach well. And peace and salutation unto the hopeful elect, the 1/3 of Yasha Allah, upholding the law, statutes, and commandments to the best of their ability. Peace and salutation. This is the brother Bakwasha. And I got a quick hit. I'm just going to play this quick video. And got this Jake going in on Pope Leo the Fourth. And first of all, this is a false prophet. And this is really a spirit of confusion that is sent out into the earth, okay, through the forms of religion, through the forms of wicked philosophies that Esau, the so-called white man, has set up, okay, primarily Christianity, okay, which is a false religion because it really exalts a false God. And not only that, it's a lie, okay? The name Jesus in itself, okay, is not the name of the Messiah, all right? Not only that, it doesn't look like a pale, crusty, so-called white man. And that's exactly what the Vatican promotes, okay? But not just the Vatican, all the rest of these other entities outside of the Vatican also promote false religions that lead our people astray, okay? So I want to go in on this because the Pope makes a apology for the Vatican's role in legitimizing slavery, as if their apology means a damn thing to anybody, because words are cheap, you know, and that's why Yahweh Shai Shai is coming back for blood, okay? Yahweh Shai is not coming back for an apology, is not looking for reparations, okay? Yahweh Shai is going to come back and he's going to render judgment. Okay? So I'm going to play a quick part of this clip. I got a couple precepts, and like I said, it's going to be short, to the point, Lord will. And Lord will, it'll be edifying for the elect.
It's like the world trying to wake niggas up, but they still don't recognize all the signs. Pope Leo XIV makes historic apology for Vatican's role in legitimizing slavery. So what this is indirectly saying and proving is that majority of so-called black people that are Christians today are only Christians because of slavery. So our ancestors were forcibly converted into Christianity, and then they passed it down from generation to generation. It says past popes have apologized for Christians' involvement in the transatlantic slave trade, but no pope has ever publicly acknowledged, much less apologized for, the role that past popes played in giving European sovereigns explicit authority to subjugate and enslave infidels. So when Ferdinand and Isabella authorized Christopher Columbus to come and sail the ocean blue in 1492, they did that under the authority of the Pope. Does this sound
right? And so point being here is everything that these other heathen nations have done has been to enslave and to entrap Israelites, so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. You can read that in Psalms, the 83rd chapter, okay? They created a confederacy, okay, to where we would not become a nation, man, to where the name of Yasha Allah would no longer be in remembrance, okay? So all of this was sanctioned at that time by the authority, the popes at that time, okay, to come over, okay, to the, at that time, the land of Ashtaroth, okay? You can read that in the book, I believe, of the book of Kings, okay? Point being here is, at that time, okay, Israelites were already over here. But they were sent over here not to discover spices and resources. They would come over, they were sent over here to continue to enslave Israelites, man. Okay? So what the hell is an apology gonna do? Okay? Let's bring this out. This is Ecclesiasticus chapter 13, verse 23. When a rich man speaketh, every man holdeth his tongue, and look what he saith, they extol it to the clouds. But if the poor man speak, they say, what fellow is this? And if he stumble, they will help to overthrow him. And see, the Pope at that time, perceived as someone that's rich, wealthy, quote unquote, ordained by God. So anything that was said then, and even up to this point, people still believe it. But what is an apology going to do? Not a damn thing. Okay? Because you enslaved and entrapped and killed, okay, people all throughout our nation, man, all of the tribes. Okay? Let's bring this out. Like, that didn't do a damn thing, apologizing. This is Exodus chapter 21, verse 16. And he that stealeth a man and selleth him, or if he be found in his hand, he shall surely be put to death. So you authorized it, you sanctioned it, okay? You enslaved so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, still have them enslaved, and they're still found in your hand, okay? Just because you said you apologize, that don't mean that in any way that our people are still not under that subjugation. You see, even pursuant to the Willie Lynch, quote unquote, letter, okay? That's been perpetual, but even before that, all of those things have been set in motion. Now, of course, 2/3 of our people are under the curses, okay? But the hopeful elect, are doing those things that are pleasing to Yahweh Shemi Awashai, to where those curses are not going to the other heathen nations. But the point being here is that there hasn't been any significant change from the apology. It's vanity, just mere words. So we're still in your hands. And so the judgment of us still being in your hands is, Scripture says, or if he be found in his hands, he shall surely be put to death. Okay? Because we are the possession of Yahweh Shemi Awashai. Okay? And at no given point did Yahweh Shemi Awashai, okay, allow Esau, the so-called white man, okay, to keep us in his or to steal us permanently. All right? And that's a part of judgment that's happening now. Okay? Just like it was in ancient Egypt. Okay? Moses told Pharaoh, hey, you better let my people go. And then what happened? Okay? Plagues, judgment, and death. Okay? Lamentations, mourning, and woe. All right? Let's wrap this up.
Sound familiar? The Doctrine of Discovery? The Papal Bull Inter Caetera, issued by Pope Alexander VI on May 4th, 1493, played a central role in the Spanish conquest of the New World. The document supported Spain's strategy to ensure its exclusive rights to lands discovered by colonists in previous years. The bull stated that any land not inhabited by Christians was available to be discovered, claimed, and exploited by Christian rulers, and declared that the Catholic faith and the Christian religion be exalted and be everywhere increased and spread, that the heath of souls be cared for, and that the barbarous nations be overthrown and brought to the faith itself.
So once again, not only was it robbing and stealing, okay, but it was also indoctrinating, okay? And through the Spirit, we've been talking about the Hellenization. That's exactly what Esau, the so-called white man, has done and has continued to do. Okay? Scripture talks about how he heapeth unto him all nations. Okay? For what reason? To turn them out. Okay? To corrupt them. Let's wrap up. This is Zechariah chapter 11 and verse 5. It says, whose possessors slay them and hold themselves not guilty. And that's the point, okay? The apology doesn't mean a damn thing. You've already slayed, okay, millions and millions of Israelites. How valuable is an apology, okay, when people's lives have been lost? Now, obviously, this is all in accordance with prophecy, but the point being here is these people are being revealed, man. Okay? And an apology is not acceptable unto Yahweh Shemi Awashai. Scripture says that that land can only be cleansed by the blood in which has shed it. Okay? So apologies don't work, man. Okay? Reparations ain't gonna work. Okay? The removal of you other heathen nations, including 2/3 of our people, okay, that will be the beginning of what will be an everlasting kingdom of righteousness. Okay?
Doctrine of discovery became the basis of all European claims in the Americas, as well as the foundation for the United States Western expansion. In the U.S. Supreme Court in the 1823 case, Johnson v. McIntosh, Chief Justice John Marshall's opinion in the unanimous decision held that the principle of discovery gave European nations an absolute right to New World lands. In essence, American Indians had only a right of occupancy, which could be abolished. But now they try to make moral arguments against people like myself who've done adverse.
Yeah, and so this dude starts promoting some things for himself. But the point being here is Esau wrote a law, okay, and through the Pope basically sanctioned it to where anything that you discovered, okay, you can now claim it or kill it or sabotage it to become a Christian. Okay? So, through the Spirit, I just wanted to cover that, man. Just more wickedness on Esau, the so-called white man. Lord will, this was edifying for the elect. Till next time, shalom.